My intention is to try to give you the experience that I feel that we need to address in every single country when you feel a tourist. Right now, you are a tourist in this place. So I would like to do the welcoming as I would like to be welcomed. And if you jump to the next one, this is the problem as a startup we face every single day. When we go to see tourists, we need to take care of the person. This person is a tourist, so we need to take care of the person who is a tourist. When you see someone lost, what you try to do? To help, to guide.
Help.
Exactly.
Guide.
So that's why we created, if you jump to the next one, guideMEmarseille. What we try to do is to provide the right information in the right language, in the right time, to the right person. Person is really important. According also to the profile, they have different needs. So we cannot provide the same information to everybody. Right now, you're here for work. What happened is the itinerary was supposed to be a romantic itinerary. It's absolutely not the case. So the information, according to the profile, is really important again. But not also the information we provide in each city. It's also how you move in the city. It's really important to optimize your time and, of course, to link that time to the distance of each element in every city. Not only inside the city, we can also expand to around the city. That is important. What happens if someone comes to your port and they don't know how to go out? We would like to show not only Osaka, but also many other places that they have to discover. This is a little animation of what happened. Please click. When one person arrives, what we try to do is to complement the services that the one human person can provide. So we understand everybody can be happy if we provide technology to support all the people when they arrive at the same time. Let me put one example. When one cruiser arrives, they have around how many people inside? 3,000, 4,000 people? And everybody go down at the same time? How many people is from the Office of Tourists trying to help? 1, 2, 3. How many people do you need? An army. So we try to complement. So everybody, we try to get happy people so they can get the right information and the right itinerary to visit the place and discover the benefits. If you come to the next one, please. Of course, the person will continue working. Click again, please. So they will continue doing the job. We are not putting away the person. We are complementing them. Please click again. So we can, of course, complement, so we can gather 100% of the people to have the right information at the right time to do exactly the right type of discovery of the city and around. Please, the next one. The intention is also not only they to be happy, but also, please, next to the next one. Which is to understand how they go into the solution. We split in two different types of people according to the technology they have available, yes? Number one, if they do not have internet, they need a Wi-Fi. When they arrive here, if someone comes from Peru, or like me from Argentina, we do not have internet. So if we go to the Wi-Fi of the terminal, we go directly to one single place, guideMEmarseille, my solution. In this way, they get all the solution in 7 seconds. After, I'm going to let you try the solution so you can give me your personal opinion. If you have internet in your cell phone, you can use the QR code, which is allocated in all the navets, shuttles, from the harbor to the city. In your scenario, I think it would be really good to put in the train, because in there the people spend a lot of time, and also in that time they can discover what they would like to do in the city, and that would be super convenient. Also in the waiting time, when you have before taking the train in your scenario, but in our scenario, it's with the navets and the shuttles. When they are waiting, not everybody can go at the same time. You get saturation of people. So there are people waiting for the next one. In this time, we offer the physical communication so they understand the benefits, so they can scan the QR code and they go into the solution. By doing this, we get everybody into the solution, which is not an application. It works like an application. It is not. It's just a web page that downloads for every single person total different content. You receive the value. You do not receive the machine that generates the value. Only the value for you will be totally different in each case. The next one. That is how we do. We see the people in the map, literally. So what we see is all the people here 8 kilometers away. And when they arrive in the harbor, they need to arrive here. So the first thing we need to do is to tell them how to arrive there. And to tell them they are not in the right place to tourist. They need to move. So they need to do not stop the flow. The flow is really important, because as soon as you get one single person stopping in the line, all the people behind me will stop just to see what I am looking. And that stop the flow. It's a problem. So we help from the very, very beginning to provide the right information to continue moving all the people. That's after we see them in different parts of the city. And we can check how many times they use the application, the solution, yes, over the day. If you jump to the next one, normally, in average, we see 1,000 tourists each day. And we see how they use it. This is what we see every day. 1,000 people visiting the city in average. There are days where you have 4 cruisers at the same time. There are days where you have 3. And there are days where you have 0. So 1,000 is just an average. That also means something really important. How much money they spend. With our circuits, they spend more money than the average. They spend 20% more money in the city. That is really important. When you optimize the time of the people and you put exactly what they expect, they are more happy, therefore they spend more money. That is why we also improve the economy of the city. In one example, in Terra Support, which is a central mall, commercial mall, we increase 450% the quantity of visits by day. Before the solution, only 4 people from this target visit the mall. With our solution, 22 by day, in average. We jump to the next one, please. This is something really important for you to know. The redistribution of the people, when they come all together, if they have similar profile, we cannot generate a problem of congestion. We need to redistribute them correctly. Please pass little by little. So when they arrive, you will see at the timing. You just continue every 10 seconds, click. You will see here at every time, we redistribute to different places, so the people are never touching other groups. And we calculate that in real time to avoid the people to collide and to generate congestion in the city. In this time, when one person already is leaving, the other person, if you continue, is already here to leave. That is really important because in the flow, again, of the people coming back to the harbor, you will not have everybody at the same time. You will have one group, after 20 minutes, the second group. So you do not generate congestion in the harbor. If you continue. So we decided to understand what is the big problem, split it in 3 areas. The information they need to provide needs to be perfect for each person. Of course, the saturation in the city is generated by the tourist itself, not only by the city. So we need to work city and tourists together to understand how to avoid this problem. And the profile, we understood that every single person is totally different. So the profile, we cannot work with normal profiles. We need to generate a new way to see the people, to understand what they want to see in the city. Can we see to the next one? We understood something really important. According to the company, the profile they select is totally different. So we needed to start before they arrive into the city. So we have the agenda. We know exactly in which day each company comes. So we pre-select according to the terminal A, B, C, D, so on. To each one, we pre-select what we are going to show according to this kind of profile they have. If it is coming from Germany, 44% of this population is in between 65 years and 75 years. So of course they are not here to run, they're here to enjoy. If you see Royal Caribbean, 1/3 of the population is from USA, normally Miami. When they come from this place, they go to the shopping. We cannot offer the same value proposition. If you jump to the next one. So why the technology is so different like everybody else is totally different from everything else? Because number one, if it is from every single cruiser, we know. Not only we know, we prepare. So we are in advance in preparation, you adapt for every single person. After, The profile is, when you have a profile, we don't see if you are a woman or a man. I don't take care. I take care, what is the language you want to speak with me? If we don't start with the very beginning, the language, how you are going to communicate with me? Nothing will matter if we cannot provide you the information in your language. So that is critical. Second, do you know the city? Totally two different characteristics. If you know the city, you will not go to the same places again. If you do not know the city, the priority of each point of interest is totally different. We are going to show what we would like to show because we know we are the best to show you this. So we want to show you the point of interest of the touristic point of view. If we continue, we are going to ask also the time they have in, what is the time they have? It's something really important. You can say how much money I have in the pocket, but if I do not have time, I cannot spend my money. So according to the time, my other budget, and my real budget, both together are really important to understand what I would like to propose you. After the combination of quantity and quality, why quantity first? If it is 5 people, by law, I cannot send you a taxi to you if you are in a hurry, because it needs to be a special taxi, because 5 people plus the driver is 6, and legally it's not possible. So we need to adapt. So it's really important to know if it is more than 5 people. After the quality of the composition, if it is 1 employee, they of course want to have a different experience. If it is 1 couple, as I just told you before, it's totally different. But after, to be more delicate, what if 1 family of 4 people, you have 1 budget. But if you have 4 people and 4 friends, you have 4 budgets. So in order to understand the budget they are going to spend, we need to understand who they are, how they take decisions. That's why we ask also if they have special needs. For example, 2 days ago, here in people with difficulties to walk into the city, we find more than 10%. And that is a lot. So if you have 10% of the population and no one gives you exactly how to move into the city, how you want to visit Notre Dame de la Garde if you only have the stairs that you know? It's going to be super complicated for you. And you're not going to enjoy this day. So we need to take care of these needs. The last one, not the least, is what is your preference? Do you have a preference of shopping? Not a problem. We have the preference for you. Do you have a preference for restaurants, exotic food? Don't worry, we have it also, it's covered. Do you want to see only the sea? Perfect, the light side, we show you that. So of course we're going to enjoy showing you that kind of things. For example, the beach, for example, the port. There are many things to see. And if you see now the last part, it's not the least, it's the most important. You can have everything that I would like, but if the city is the only city, you come here. Therefore, city is what I can show you. So you match the offer with the demand. How we do this? We also are tied literally with technology every single day, 6 a.m. We literally, with the APO, which is a software, it is from Promas Tourist, they give us every single day, 6 a.m., every information available for each day. So if it is an event unique today, we know. If the event is paid, we know. If the event has a specific tag for special needs, we know. So we do the match. And if we continue, if we want to summarize everything, if we do 1 more click, we are literally here with tailor-made experiences. And of course, we enjoy showing to every person in real time the treasuries that they can find in the city. In this way, we match expectations with reality. And now is how we also understand you. If you follow the circuit, by GPS we know. Therefore, we know what is the value you want to see. So when we recognize your profile again, we're going to propose you not the same places, but equally value proposition of those places. Next one. This is one example, as I told you before, 4 people in a commercial mall by day from this target. This is really important to understand. When the people arrive to the city, yes, these tourists arrive to the city, they are literally next to the commercial mall. But they walk into the right, so they go away. from the commercial mall. So they didn't know the value. For example, internet, Wi-Fi, something really simple. The toilets. When one person arrived to the city after 8 kilometers, they have to wait, of course, the time to go out from the cruiser, plus the time to go to the shuttle, plus the time to go to the city, plus the time to arrive into the right area. What if you have a child and the child wants to go to the toilet? In the commercial mall, you have toilets. It's not a restaurant, it is a commercial mall, so the toilets you do not need to pay. So you can take your child over there. What if you need a pharmacy? Something really simple, because you feel sick. In the mall, you have these kind of services. So by putting this information in the hands of the people, they start to go by following exactly how they need to cover the specific needs. This is one example of many. We also increment in the viewport in little retails and in little restaurants by owners of the restaurant. They themselves attend the tourists. They are getting an increase of sales and visits of the tourists. We continue. And that's not all. We are in one city right now, but they want to use the same solution in different places. They are more than happy for the solution. They try to use it in different places. So we are not ready for Croatia. We are not ready for Greece. We are not ready for many places. But they try to use the solution. That is incredibly important. Why? That proves that not all the cities can cover this need as well as we do. And if you allow me, I would like to say, just if you match this map with this one, this is the map of the cruisers, where the cruisers stop are in this map, and this is the map where the people try to use our solution again. If you match the difference in between here and here, is the circuit of the cruisers. When you have a circuit, yes, the cruiser go from one city to the next, to the next, to the next, and they continue in the same loop. That's why we have a lot in this area, and that's why we also have here. After, we understood something really important in this map, the capitals. They are not only the needs in the port, they are in the city. So if you have a tourist, we can improve the solution you have already in place for them. We continue for the next one, please. This is my question. When we start to see the rest of the world, we saw the same. So it was not limited to Europe. When we expand the way to think, we can see more opportunities. So we think Caribe, we think Barcelona, and why not here? It's just a question. What do you think so far? You would like to implement this solution, just a test, to see how it is working there?
A good idea, yeah.
Yes? Good. If you continue, please. I would like to say something. This is the original plan. With your help, we can make this happen. And the intention is not to stop only in the cruisers. The intention is to expand to all the tourists with one strategy really simple. Go to the ferries. Of course, you have the containers. What you have is employees. What you have in private, you have tourists, private tourists. So the intention is to start from Kobe. If you jump to the next one, s'il vous plaît, it's not only the water. The tourists can arrive from the airport, can arrive from the train station and the bus stations. So it is horizontal growth. By doing this, we standardize the solution. It is a new standard, global standard, because it will be the same solution that you can compare with many other cities in the world instantaneously. Because it is a standard, because it's easy, and you can learn with artificial intelligence in every city how to improve better and better and better in short period of time. If you continue to the next one, I would like to say, if you would like to participate in this, I would like to tell you exactly how to go into this global channel. So you can get also the benefit to understand better the tourists and provoke them to come back, which is really important. We are also working for the part of Miami, because that is really important. They represent 50% of the market. But if you follow how much you represent, that is also really important. So that's why we like to include you. And of course, what is forecasting? Forecasting is to see the future. But when you see strategic forecasting, is to get critical data so you can take a decision today. So you can invest money right now and assure you will have a good result. That is strategic forecasting. That is what we want to do. And that is the value we want to provide also, not only for the tourists, but also for the actors. So you can take better decisions. How to redistribute better the tourists in the city so they get, 1, to come back, 2, to spend more. That, when you say spend more, what you say also is all the economical actors will get a better benefit. If you come for the next one. No, it was an animation button. This is one example. Yes. Let's say for the cruisers, no more small agencies like before they sell the ticket and after one tourist is spending every city a little money. What if the port sell the ticket and you say only one thing? You only pay once. Yopo, you only pay once. Because after you will have the credit to use, but you have the money. That's the most important part. So you manage the credit in the city. That's extremely important because right now you have all the cash, and after you have the control of how to pay to the cruiser, how to pay to the local actors in the middle. That is one of the benefits we can implement. If you go to the next one. Right now, for you to understand my business, for 100% of that money, we get 30%. For €1, we get 0.13 euros. And the last one, just to finalize, just to tell exactly how it is, the cruiser sales, yes, you can take a control over that huge business because now you don't need to deal with them directly. If you sell, you become the agent because you will be the best to welcome the tourist. So this is, remember, only one example. There are many examples, but this is only one. If you continue, after, who better than the city to negotiate with the retailers inside the city? So after the tourists use the credit, and after that, you pay 45 days after to everybody. So you keep the money in the middle, not only to use the money in the middle of 45 days, but also to gain the control of the city of how it is moving touristic. If you do not have this control, you lose 30% of the commission to all the cruiser lines, because if not, they're going to menace you to do not bring those tourists to you. If you win control of the money, of that flow, you will have the control of the business. But if you put in the middle the human, again, who is the tourist, is better, because you improve all the time so they come back. And they will prefer to buy you one time, pay one time. That's all I have to show. There is more things, but I would like to stop here and ask again. You would like to welcome me there to do a test?
Yeah. A lot of questions.
Not a problem. We have time.
Yeah,
and 2 interpreters, so you can speak in the language you select.
I had a question on
yes, please.
this survey you managed to propose to tourists.
Mm-hmm.
How long can you anticipate the
7 days.
7 days?
Yes, the circuit normally is is a week, because they go through 7 cities. So we can tell you 100% accuracy, 100% accuracy, 7 days in advance. After that, it goes down a little.
And do they have Wi-Fi aboard? Yeah?
Aboard they have, yes. They have 2 times for Wi-Fi, none pay and 1 not pay. The not pay is really extremely low quality, almost no quality. Oh, it's like you need to ignore this part. The other one, they pay 10 euros by day. And if you see one Netflix movie, it's ended the credit for that day. So it is really different. When they arrive, that's why one of the favorite things for me is that when you have one disadvantage here, we take that and say free. So when they go out, they won't. So we have, from this 40% of the population, almost 100% of the population. So that's really important. Thank you for your question.
Sorry, do you have a customer already in Asia?
In where?
In Asia?
Not yet, but I would like.
Oh, that's right.
You would like to be my clients?
First one.
The first one always gets the best deal.
Yeah.
If you are the second one, you will have to deal again.
First, maybe you have questions first.
Just let me think. Yeah.
Yeah.
have another question.
Yes.
Do you have advertisement on your webpage? On your, I don't know how you call it. On your.
I would like to explain that part of the circuit more in detail. The circuit works in a different way than Google Maps, for example. Why? Because we don't put who pays more at the top. We don't take care who pay more. We only take care if the tourists get, according to the profile, the best benefit or no. That's the only priority. So if you have a restaurant and it's really bad, the services, we also include the part so the tourists will say, I don't like it. And that will stay for the algorithm to take the negative and ponderate a little less your visibility. If the tourists say, I like it, your ponderation go up. So we leave to every tourist to decide if that is good service or bad service. And
How many people have to use your, apps?
come in? How many?
People have
Accumulated?
app? Yes, app.
350,070 around. More than 250,000, yes.
And most of them are through visit Marseille.
Yes. Let me explain the composition. You will see people that go to Marseille, yes. 95% of the population who go out of the cruiser go to Marseille and stay in Marseille. And after they go back to the cruiser. The other 5% that go out, they go to different cities. Aix-en-Provence, so we need to look around. 50% of the population of that 5%, 50% go to another city. After, Cassis, 25%. And after you have discrimination between, for example, Avignon and others. So we need to pay attention around the big cities. We can get, of course, to improve their economy as your economy.
One thing that the 350 people use your apps, and that's the people who, you're making survey.
Yes, every single day.
And the 300, 550 people, they answer to those apps.
Yes. That means every single day, one person, when they reply and they are in the port yet, we still have 20 minutes to send alert to the retails so they get ready to receive these people. Also, I didn't tell you, but one of the services in the middle, they can reserve different activities. For example, restaurants. In this way, they can arrive to the city and they have everything reserved for them. If you understand what we break is the paradigm of one tourist need to adapt. The tourists just need to enjoy. That's all. The city with technology adapts.
How much is the fees? How much was the fee that?
I'm glad you asked that question. It's a really sensitive question. I'm really, really glad to ask that. If you want in a different kind of environment, not a problem.
Is this app available for everyone? Or?
Yes. Yes. If we go back a few, but don't worry, we are doing tests in different places. For example, in Buenos Aires, because it's really easy to scale up. Extremely easy to scale up. But the only thing we need to do is to generate not the algorithm, because that will not change. We only need to change the information we provide, so it will be processed in a different way.
And you can adapt, of course, the language and everything.
Absolutely, yes. The language is the least of the problems. We work at the very beginning with something that helps us to understand if the person used the text or not. So we also clean the bad text according to the population. Let me give you one example. English could be really good from people from London, but the same text from the people from, let's say, Miami is absolutely not useful. Cultural gap. They are not interested in reading in the same things. Even if it is the same value proposition, the way to express both English are totally different. Will not be the same.
Do you need to analyze the data every area?
What we do is a summary about everything we do every quarter. And we provide that data to the people who interact with us and the clients. But we analyze our own data first.
Own data?
Yes, every single day we can tell you exactly what's happened during the day. We can also do cuts during the day, so I can provide you let's say every 2 hours, if we have one alert for you according to what you need to see in the city. The ability also to provide these tools to the tourists is also social. We also included, for example, the possibility so the tourists can upload the video or pictures so they can show to other tourists new places to visit that they enjoy or complaints. The complaints go directly into one specific area that needs a manual approbation before show. That, for example, is really good information so you can keep improving before that go viral. They think it's going to go viral, so they publish. But that information is kept safe so you can analyze it first. So we are really delicate with data. That is the way we work the data.
Who provide data?
Who provide data to me?
Yeah.
Number one, Provence Tourist is one. Yes, they are in charge of the big area, and they give the information to me, not only of this city, but other cities around. As I told you before, it is every day, 6 a.m., I receive the data, and that is getting processed. The process of that data gets around 20 minutes, maybe a little less. So when they arrive, it is around in between 8 and 9 a.m., that data has been already processed.
I think the data is really pricey or
Yes, value.
value.
Yes. As you can be exactly really interested in that, everybody will be. That means if you become a client, you can also have the monopoly of this data to improve decisions and to recover the investment you do in me by selling this data to different actors.
Did you buy the data?
No.
No.
No. The contract is for free. And it is forever. So yes, the contract was really easily done because we put in the middle the human.
Yeah, because maybe the government or Provence want to provide the information to you,
Yes.
and that makes more tourists will come.
Exactly.
So that's the reason it's free.
Yes.
Okay.
But after you have back,
Not personally,
but after you receive back the same information plus the added value of what the people do, what they want to do when they come back. So you need to speak about what you want to do when you come back, because you already came here once. This part you already saw. This is the new part.
And I don't understand something. Do you have a partnership with the cruise companies?
No.
I mean,
No,
when-
MPCT. Not with every single company, because if not, I lose the liberty to say I am independent. Again, if they become direct clients, I need to provide, which I speak with every single one of them, everybody claim the same. Control. I will never give up control, because if not, I put away the person from the center, and I put publicity. And that is exactly not the case.
but when a tourist arrives in Marseille, how do you inform him to download your
Perfect. Let me give you
the web page?
a little at the beginning.
how do you reach it?
Yes. This around. Here. As I told you, around 40% of the population in Marseille, when they arrive, 40% do not have internet. One person from Russia, Peru, Argentina, Miami, they will not have internet. As soon as they have the internet through us, they go directly to here.
So
If
you
the page
provide.
opens when
Exactly.
they connect to
Exactly.
they go straight to the web page.
What about the survey? The survey must be delivered before they reach the...
No, exactly after this. Exactly after this. The same situation is from here. And there is something really smart I would like to share with you. When they go to one terminal, one equipment, that is one specific and unique number. That means I know from which terminal in particular they are connecting, number one. Number two, when they go to the city, my clients have the same technology inside. it is invisible, but it is there. What allows me is to, when you walk with your cell phone in the hand, your cell phone say, oh, I already know this setup, so I'm going to connect this one again automatically. Oh, I'm walking here, so I'm going to connect automatically. The benefit for the tourist is internet all the time in the city. The benefit for me is to have one unique number that tells me it is the same person. So I can confirm.
How can you guarantee for all these tourists to get your guideMEmarseille as a first image on their smartphone? How can you guarantee?
It's not a problem. It is a setup. It is a setup. We forced to be like this. We don't give option. The same in this situation, we do not provide an option. We give directly one option. And in 7 seconds, they have the benefit, so they stay.
So this is an agreement with the port?
Exactly, with MPCT. Okay. The most important, and really good you say that, the MPCT agreement is in here and here. Here is the Grand Port of Marseille. So you need to speak with many different actors, which for that I am really good. No, really, because here you have, for example, MPCT, which is a private company with a contract up to 30 more years to have the monopoly of one part of the port where they receive everybody. That part is private. It is like a little kingdom. You cannot enter, you cannot play something different except their rules. And I am really successful here because I got something which is called monopoly. So they will not allow to have another competitor or similar services to my service. And that is something really important, so I can manage all this traffic all the time to my solution. If you listen some other solution and they do not have agreement in the port, if they do not have agreement in the city with the local economical actors, if they do not have agreement with the port, with you guys, or with other places, they will fail. Not because of technology, because of monopoly. We ensure every single step to be monopoly.
I think the key for this business model is that how you can collect information from the users.
Yes.
And I think that's the very most important factor.
Absolutely.
So I want to know, how much it costs, for how you provide these apps to the users, and maybe if they have a good survey answer,
Okay.
they answer good information, maybe it's maybe free.
It is free for them.
Free for them.
Yes. The tourist is for free.
How do you profit?
Clients like you, clients like Terra Support. This part is all my clients. So they give me money for people I deliver to them.
Okay, information free, and even if the government or the tourism organization would pay for you. That's the
Yes. If you see the model of Google, you will understand perfectly my model. The user, when you write something in Google, you provide something more valuable than money, information. That is my capital, as you just said, perfect. But who pays for that? If you follow their line, is B2B. Those are the big actors that pay for the information. After you have B2C. They need the flow of people to come as a client. And after, the government, because they need to think in the long term. So again, the tourists come back, and you continue. Yes. If we, again, what we did, that it was so disturbing for everybody is, the business model is not to take the money from the tourists in the industry of tourists. We do not push them to spend more money. On the contrary, we make them so happy, they decide to spend more money. That is how we really can make a progress. If not, we're going to have the same problem every single time. The city will say, I will only do something if, the port will say, I will only do if personal benefit will never work together. And they share the tourist. They share the person. If you think in the person, if you make the person to come back, everybody wins. If the person do not come back, everybody loses. So you need to think in basic, human.
시가
Come in.
교수의 시가 홈페이지에 가서
Someone
아름
Brazil. the phone is the only one in English.
なんでキムチ
Yes.
Yeah.
いやだからそのインフォメーション
Yes, technically, something we did is also to, when you use the application by the first time, so the web page, what you get in your cell phone will stay there. So you keep the solution in your cell phone all day. When you connect again, it will be updated, but you can jump to solution, every part of the solution, without need to telecharge again, nothing. So you don't need the internet all the time.
good system. Good system.
Mhm.
Maybe you can give your card.
I already did.
Yeah.
I would like to know, when do you think it could be a good idea to do a test?
I will. Yeah. When you after this test, over the test. Okay.
Yes.
いや、観光局と。